And then we brought in, as the beginning of Kwame Nkrumah's regime, he started with this Ghana housing department that became the state housing. And state housing actually did a lot of work, like I said, when you look at East Cantonment, Labone, all those places. But as the economy became a problem by the 70s, we couldn't continue. And there was a era of how to raise houses. So the policy of building, the state having cement, you go and take it from Tema, became a problem. So it got to a point that if you're in Kumasi, you want a house, you have to apply to the regional minister, or the regional commissioner, who would then select people who should own houses. And so when the ERP and the Structural Adjustment Program came by 1980s with Rawlings people, the World Bank said, look, you should forget about building houses as a public sector function.
Allow private sector. But don't you think
so they brought in grader. The grader was established in 1988 through the Ministry of Works and Housing. And the money, the funds that the state got from World Bank was a peanut. I mean, $10 million to establish that made us to create the HFC. It didn't help in any way. It didn't help in any way. So I don't support the idea of insisting that it is the private sector that should lead in financing and funding.
You think that government should play a lead role?
The government should play a major bullet payment, big funds into wholesale holder, who would then give it to the mortgagees, and then they would then give us funds. You see, so that when I put up a house, it becomes straightforward for you to go to any of the mortgage companies and take money and come and pay me. And once you pay me, I can develop.
So now you think that the challenge or the delays or the lack of financial support coming from government side to on-lend to private sector has been the major problem when it comes to the housing deficit?
That is all. That is all the problem, because there's nowhere in the world that I've seen that it is the private sector that look for funds. They are lying.
Well, you're a private man. Why should I?
I'm a private man.
In a pro-capitalist economy, why should government still look for money to guarantee a house, and that when people like Nana puts up, it's so expensive for me to get it?
Yeah, I'm saying that because it is easier for government to mobilize. It is easier when this country has a population of 30.8 provisionally until November. And if you look at it, and we have almost about 15 million people being people in various sectors of the economy. I'm saying that we can harness their taxes. We can also have pension funds from a lot of the informal sector.
Let's talk about...
And that money is cheaper money. And it is for longer term investments. That is far better than telling me that I should go and borrow from a bank. Which bank? We are part of the global world. And if...
Can there be a Ghana situation?
I don't know. With the population of Ghana and Ghanaian situation going to use porcelano cement or something like that. When we were doing business, we went and then we bought so much. The guy who brought them to us was coming from Brazil. And then we were using the Kumasi Building and Road Research Institute. Surprisingly, the thing was not working. It costed so much. And for that matter, at the end of the day, we felt there was no need of porcelain cement. Whether you like it or not, the standard cement that we use for plastering, that is the Portland. The Portland is used everywhere in the world. To me, the important thing is for us to be part of the whole international system, the home economy, and then look at the best way that our salaries. We look at it. I am not an economist in that sense, or the fair wages.
You think that paying people well could be the answer to this whole
they should earn income according to whatever they've worked.
And therefore,
whatever they earn here, it is too low averagely. Not everybody can buy a house. Not everybody can build a house. In an advanced economy, there are a lot of people who don't earn a certain level, cannot buy it, and they are entitled to subsidy.